That's another thing that I had. And of course, I think I was initially, first time when I went to ISKCON, I had gone to the ISKCON Bangalore temple, and I was hearing Prabhupada's chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That chanting is somehow completely mesmerizing to the heart. Somehow catches, I have no idea, but it kind of catches on how he is continuously chanting on it. And that time I saw the Murti of Srila Prabhupada, and I did not know who he was. I just thought somebody, but I didn't know that he had already taken a note of me, and later on during this live, here he somehow caught, he brought us into the association and still keeping us going on here. And actually, just last one thing, my mother shared this with me, saying that when I was in her womb and she had gone to ISKCON Hyderabad and had prasadam, so she told, there is something connected to your ISKCON. Some way, you are getting back a lot of things. So thank you. I should thank Srila Prabhupada for establishing temples all over the world. So in some way or the other, we are all getting connected to this Krishna consciousness movement. And I especially thank all the amazing disciples of Srila Prabhupada who are guiding us day in and day out on how to live and how to move forward in Krishna consciousness. The last thing I would like to say is the thing that which Srila Prabhupada, I heard him saying that if you want to show your love to me, cooperate and take this movement forward. And I would say sincerely pray for his blessings on this auspicious day, and for the blessings of all the senior disciples of Srila Prabhupada too. Please bless us that we can sincerely cooperate with each other and somehow be in some way building blocks of this movement going forward. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you to Sri Kumar Prabhu. Haribol. Shakalila, you're right in time.
Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami iti namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine. Thank you, Vaisesika Prabhu, for this opportunity. I'm not prepared. But when I was actually hearing all of you share your offerings to Srila Prabhupada, I felt renewed enthusiasm and gratitude and determination to, be sincere in my own spiritual life. Actually, I just wanted to share one very touching pastime that I heard about Srila Prabhupada a few years ago. This was actually shared by one of the pujaris in Advaita Bhavan in Shantipur, and this pujari was actually sharing this pastime with some of the devotees in Mayapur, and he was saying that sometime back in the 1940s, 50s, at that time when he was actually the priest, in Advaita Bhavan, the house of Advaita Acharya in Shantipur, there used to be a Bengali Grahastha devotee who would come once a month, every Saturday, and would actually, come to the temple and actually sit at the back of the temple and would chant the holy names with deep conviction. And sometimes, when he's chanting, tears would flow from his eyes. And he was always very attracted to this devotee who was coming, and he would come once a month, sometimes twice a month. And this man would come, would chant the rounds and quietly leave. So this priest never got an opportunity to actually talk or share any conversation with that particular devotee. So this was happening for quite some time, and then after a year or so, or after a few years, that he didn't see the devotee coming. Then again, after many years, he saw that there was a sannyasi who came that particular day, and he was sitting and chanting at the same place where this devotee would be sitting and chanting. And seeing that person chanting, that sannyasi chanting, immediately this priest could, understand that this is the same, devotee that I, used to come to this temple many years ago. So he then went and spoke to the sannyasi and asked, "Who are you?" And he said, "I'm actually Abhay Charana Aravinda, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. And I actually now have become a sannyasi." And he shared his heart by saying that how his spiritual master, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, has given him an impossible mission of actually going to the West and spreading the Sankirtan movement and, spreading Krishna consciousness in the West. And he said, "I really don't know if I'll be able to do it. That's why actually I keep coming here to, to pray to Advaita Acharya and all the Acharyas to actually give me that strength to fulfill this impossible task of spreading Krishna consciousness in the West." And then after that, after many years, this priest started seeing some, American Vaishnava devotees coming to Advaita Bhavan, and, they were chanting and all that. And then one of those devotees showed a Back to God magazine which was printed in America, and that's when the priest actually saw Srila Prabhupada's picture. Prabhupada has already passed, from this world by then, but when he saw that, picture in Prabhupada's picture in the Back to Godhead magazine, he immediately realized, oh, okay, now I understand that Srila Prabhupada has actually gone, to the West, and there is a big movement, and he heard about ISKCON. He was very happy, and immediately came to Mayapur and actually shared this pastime with the devotees there. When I actually read this, I was very, very touched, because one thing I realized was what a deep conviction and faith that Srila Prabhupada had. Even though it was an impossible task, he knew that somehow it will happen. And he came to actually, pray for mercy from, the previous acharyas. And he had so much faith, that this will happen. And, and then rest is history. We knew what happened. And everything is so, nicely recorded in Srila Prabhupada's Leelamrita. So for me, I personally I have enthusiasm, but I lack a lot of, perseverance and determination. So I take this opportunity to actually pray to Srila Prabhupada to actually give me that conviction and determination to not only perfect my life, but also to be an instrument in the mission of, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Prabhupada, and do something, serve in a way that will actually, affect many people's lives, and they can also take to Krishna consciousness and become perfect. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, and thank you all the devotees. Hare Krishna.
Chakalila Devidasi. She said she was unprepared, but I have a feeling that she's always prepared. Sanatan Sundaram Prabhu, please come up.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, so afraid. So I never spoken like this before the devotees, the mic. So thank you very much for the opportunity. And please forgive me. So, past 13 years, I've been doing my service for this movement. I don't have any solid background. My wife, since she was born she was born the moment. So I used to take my wife to the temple. I did not know what is God consciousness, what is God. I all know what I'm doing was right. So like that, I was associated with my wife and my wife's family. Many times I took my wife to ISKCON temple, but I never stepped into the temple. I was always standing outside, simply smoking and gossiping the devotees. Seeing the saffron devotees, I always thought they are all bogus. They are just simply wasting time. So I started my spiritual life or getting to know Krishna consciousness, offending devotees, gossiping devotees. Later, one day, many devotees came out. Devotees were walking out, and one devotee, saffron devotee, his name is now Srila Prabhu. And he called me, Prabhuji, I was with cigarette. He called me, would you like to have something? Then I said, no, please try it a little bit. Then I said, okay. Then I showed my cigarette with cigarette hand, and he put some sweet rice on my hand. So through that sweet rice, I started to coming to the temple, stepping into the temple. So then I thought that, okay, let me go to the temple. First I visit was when my Guru Maharaj was sitting gigantically and giving lecture at 11 o'clock in the afternoon. His Holiness Jayapata Swami Maharaj. Then as soon as I saw left side, Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra. They were in Bangla sitting like that. Then I thought, okay, they are calling about these deities God and all those things. But they don't have a leg, they don't have a feet, but they decorated something. But then I came out. Like that, I kept on going to, taking my wife to the temple. I thought I could do small service to the temple. Then during the construction for 2-3 years, I was doing small service, but I never inquired about what is the deities they were and who was Prabhupada and why I'm doing this service. Because I liked it, okay, let me do some service, doing other service without making money. And let me start doing small service to the temple. Like that, where we grew up, in the temple, Coimbatore temple, there was no water, there was no road, nothing. It was in the middle of somewhere. But now it is glorious temple now. So like that, I started. I'm serving construction work, all those things. I've never read any books. I've been trying to read some of the books. So one time I was listening the lecture. So the Vyasadeva, when composed all the Vedas, he knew what will happen to the world. People would have manda buddhi, manda bhagya. That means they will not have a knowledge and the understanding power is very low. Like that, he divided all the Vedas, 4 Vedas. Like that, Vyasa means divider. He divided all the Vedas for us, for everyone to understand the world. Like that, but Vyasadeva himself was a God. Vyasadeva, God has himself divided all the Vedas and he has given us to understand. But Prabhupada, he knew what was going to happen. Like that, he divided so many topics, so many books, so many shastras. Very easily we will be able to understand and take Krishna consciousness very seriously. So that way, like me, I went to some schools, I don't have a very solid background. People who are like me have a very good opportunity to understand what is God, what is Krishna consciousness movement, how to serve the people, how to respect people, how to be associated with Vaishnavas, how to handle our day-to-day life in nice way. I keep on practicing. So I would like to thank Srila Prabhupada and thank all the Vaishnavas, thank all the devotees in ISV. So I wanted to be associated with all the devotees, do small service, whatever I can do. So whatever the offenses I have committed, please forgive me, and thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you very much for Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you to the always dependable Sanatan Sundaram Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Sundarananda Prabhu, please come.
Hare Krishna. So we were in the morning. We were listening to Maharaj's class and all of your offering from home, and we couldn't contain ourselves, to stay back. So we just thought we will come here and have the proximate association of the devotees also. First, I would like to just talk a few, few points and few realizations that about Srila Prabhupada. I mean, he is such a glorious servant of Srimati Radharani and Krishna and all the parampara. One of the realizations that I have is about the integrity that Srila Prabhupada had. So there are so many editions of Bhagavad Gita. In fact, we were reading this in our Bhakti Vriksha session last week. There are so many editions of Bhagavad Gita which talk about so many things, but hardly there is, before Srila Prabhupada translated, hardly there was one Bhagavad Gita which truly focused on Krishna, or the essence of the Bhagavad Gita, which is the spirit of the Bhagavad Gita, which is Krishna himself. So, because any given opportunity, it's easy to just put ourselves in the limelight or put ourselves in the center. But Srila Prabhupada, because of his true integrity and his love for his Guru Maharaj, he was able to present the Bhagavad Gita as it is, which is such a benediction for all of us, and which is why we even give Krishna so much importance, because of Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita as it is. So that is very, very inspiring, and that's very desirable to follow and to emulate. To be with spiritual integrity. And then another realization from from Srila Prabhupada's pastime was, I think one Srila Prabhupada commented that Krishna tested me twice. Actually, once when he took everything away from me, and the second time when he gave everything to me. So I think that was very profound, actually, because when we crib, generally when things don't go our way and when things are taken away from us, we immediately lose faith and we lose heart, and we go back to our, we don't stick to the shelter of Krishna, but rather we fall back to our old patterns, actually. But from this particular sentence, we can see, from this particular statement, we can see how Prabhupada actually, he really took shelter of Krishna and took faith in the Lord when he was severely tested, actually. When practically he had nothing, especially in India or after coming here also. And the part was, I think it's even more difficult than the first part, was not to be bewildered when Krishna gives us everything, actually. And I think, and in fact, in at many places, and especially in the 10th canto, I think Prabhupada writes on one of the purports that it's healthy for a devotee who advances, he is afraid of Maya, and that's a healthy fear. And Prabhupada actually exemplified, and I think in another instance also he said, the reason I don't fall down is because I'm always praying to Krishna to protect me, from against Maya's fall down. And another point I just wanted to share was whenever I read the Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, the verse, immediately that comes to my mind is how Srila Prabhupada took it so seriously, and how he took his Guru's instructions to his heart. And when he read that verse, he actually remembered his Guru's instruction and took that in a very resolute and one-pointed way. I always remember that when I read that, even though I don't have that, I cannot act in the same capacity, but at least I can remember that Srila Prabhupada doing that. One other experience that I would like to share is how Prabhupada's purports are so divine and so nurturing and so protective actually. Of course, it gives us such an expansion in knowledge and to how to deal with all facets of life, but not only expands our knowledge, it's nurturing to our spiritual life, but it's also very protective. I had this experience maybe 6 or 7 years ago. This is, after a few years I became a devotee. I was reading some version of Mahabharata, and I was going through the chapter where the Kurukshetra war was described. And then every page I turned, my mood would change actually. One page I would, have favorable, I would favor the Pandavas. The next page I would favor the Kauravas. And almost towards the end of that particular chapter, I felt very negative towards Pandavas and Krishna actually. And very, compassionate towards Duryodhana. And I suddenly realized, and I was kind of confused, why this is happening to me. I'm a devotee and I have the knowledge of Bhagavad. I had read Bhagavad Gita, at least once by that time, and why this is happening to me. Then I understood that it was because Srila Prabhupada's purport was not there. The explanation, the protection, you can never have any misconception, when we reach Srila Prabhupada's purport actually about any of the things. So, and just one last thing about, Prabhupada's greatness was, this I read in Gurudas Prabhu's book. I just wanted to share this incident in Mayapur. He was standing on the rooftop and, rooftop or at the patio, and I think Gurudas Prabhu was also there with him, and there was a lot of dark clouds just hovering around the horizon. And then and Gurudas Prabhu says this in his book, and Prabhupada said, all the farmers actually need water. And then he waves his hand like this, and then the rain starts pouring. That's how he relates it in the book. So we are immensely fortunate to have Srila Prabhupada and his disciples in our lives, and I just hope and pray that I take complete advantage of that. Hare Krishna.
Sundarananda Prabhu, thank you for a beautiful and insightful offering. Sonia, please come up.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Vaisesika Prabhuji, for giving me this opportunity to express my heart and my gratitude to the Prabhupada's movement. I got introduced to ISKCON 15 years ago. I went to IIT Kanpur for studies, and that was my first time stepping out of the house. So I was feeling very lonely. I had no friends, and I was missing my family a lot. I actually called my parents that I want to come back. I don't want to be away. And the studies were so hard. I was a topper in BTech, so I thought MS would not be hard for me. But then I started getting very, zeros in some of the tests. So I was feeling very lonely. It so happened that there was a big Janmashtami festival in IIT, and I attended that. And that was the first time I felt that there is something here that will make me stay here. So the devotees were very nice. They told me that we have this house program every week. So Mataji, would you like to come? At that time, I was wondering why they are calling me Mataji. I went there and I loved the prasad, and I loved the way everybody was so caring, and they were talking about Prabhupada. At that time, I had no clue who Prabhupada is, but when they talked about Bhagavad Gita, basically, I could not understand most of it. Mostly the attraction was the caring, loving attitude of the devotees there, and the prasadam was the attraction. So I really started going there regularly, and after some time, some devotees were going on a trip to Vrindavan. So they asked me also, do you want to come? So I volunteered. I said, okay, I'll come. That was a very profound experience for me. I lived there in Vrindavan for 3-4 days, and I really got to see the lives of the devotees, and especially the fact that Western devotees were so committed, living in the temple. And another experience that really touched my heart is during Aarti, Vrindavan temple is full of people. So that was the first time in my life I experienced that when the Aarti comes, nobody is pushing to get the Aarti. Normally in India, in temples, when there is a lot of rush, there's, people are trying to get the Aarti first and things like that. So those small things made me think that this is something different. And as I got to interact with more devotees, I really, started liking it, and I started chanting 16 rounds. And at that time, Gopal Krishna Maharaj also visited IIT Kanpur. I felt very, gradually, I got transformed. Then when my MS finished in 2 years, I came back home. And then I told my parents, you should not eat onion, you should not do this. So my mom got really worried. You are at a marriageable age, and what are you doing here? This is completely wrong, you should not do all this. I said, just leave me alone. If you don't want to do it, at least let me do it. So then I started to pray to Krishna, like, how will I be able to continue? There's so much, everybody is against me, and they're actually not letting me do it also. So in Delhi, there was a Gopashtami festival. So I told my parents, okay, you don't believe in ISKCON, and that's okay. Let's go to the temple. I heard this is a very big festival there, so let's just go. So they went with me, and there, when everybody was dancing, my mom, tears started coming from her eyes, and my father, my brother was the hardest actually. He was like, she's completely going crazy. Don't even listen to her. But then he's the one who also got into it, and now I feel very satisfied that my parents are now initiated disciples of Gopal Krishna Maharaj. And this is the biggest satisfaction I get when I see them, especially in this age. They tell me that they are very thankful to me, and actually I'm thankful to Gopal Krishna Maharaj. Even now when he sees my parents, he asks about me. So even I'm not there yet, I have a long way to go. But I think with Prabhupada's mercy and with Vaisesika Prabhuji's, this is a big moment here. Like, we have such big opportunity. Like, living in America, my parents were really worried that you will not get any association. But when my mom came here, she said that actually you have a better arrangement than what we have there. So I think I'm in good hands, and I need your mercy. Hopefully someday I will also get initiated and become more dedicated and more sincere. Hare Krishna.
I would like to mention that today is Gopal Krishna Goswami's Vyas Puja. The Ekadasi after Janmashtami. Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai.
Well done, Sonia. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Dinabandhu Guru, Prabhu, please come up.
Namo Om Vishnu Pada Krishna Prasad Bhutile Srimate Jayapataka Swaminiti Namane Namas Namacharya Pradhanini. You can see I'm really unprepared. But all I can say is I want to thank Srila Prabhupada for, I don't think I would have met my wife or my guru, and without Srila Prabhupada's mercy, and all I'm trying to do, although I do a horrible job of it, is try to serve my wife. Hare Krishna.
For those of you who don't know, his wife is Lalita Devi Dasi, therefore he's definitely on the right track. Radhananda Prabhu, please come.
Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshadarine. I would like to thanks to Vaisesika Prabhu for giving me an opportunity to speak. Actually, I am just visiting. Many of you don't know me. And I was just passing by. I happened to be at the temple and came to know that we have Srila Prabhupada's Vyas Puja offering going on. So I'm really blessed to be here. Each of us basically has a special relationship or rasa in terms of how we came into contact with Krishna consciousness. And for me, it was books. It was Srila Prabhupada's books that really hooked me up with the Krishna consciousness movement. And this was a long time back. In 98, I was a student. I read something about Karma Yoga in one of my school textbooks. It was written by Swami Vivekananda. So he explained a little bit. It was a little confusing. But he did mention that there is something, if you want to know more, you should read Bhagavad Gita. And I was like, okay, I should read a Bhagavad Gita. And then I came across some edition of Bhagavad Gita, but I was not satisfied. And this one fine day, one brahmachari devotee, he was on Sankirtan, and then he came to my home, and then he gave me Bhagavad Gita as it is. So he first asked me, who are you? Are you a student? I said, yes. So he said, maybe I should, he thought I should rather read Science of Self-Realization or Life Comes from Life. So I said, no, I want to read Bhagavad Gita. So he said, okay, you take all three books. And I started with Bhagavad Gita as it is. I just read the introduction, and that was something which I have never read anything like that in my life. I just read the introduction. I was so convinced, this is it. And I just kept reading Bhagavad Gita, like a couple of verses each day. I wasn't associating with devotees or anything, but just Prabhupada's books. They are so, as some of the devotees mentioned earlier, he explains it so nicely. And each purport, each sentence, even the void spaces between the letters, Prabhupada is just reiterating, surrender to Krishna, surrender to Krishna. And if one continuously just reads those purports, even if one doesn't understand, that's what my experience was, even if you don't understand the philosophy, one thing you get it, then one should always remember Krishna, should never forget him. And I started remembering Krishna, how he wants to remember Krishna. And slowly, gradually, over a period of time, I started associating with devotees, ups and downs, and made some gradual progress over a period of years. But still, I'm so grateful to all the Sankirtan devotees, especially over here, under the leadership of Vaisesika Prabhu. All the devotees over here, they do a wonderful job in distributing books, and so many innumerable souls who are just waiting for Srila Prabhupada's mercy in the form of his books. They are benefited. So, it's very nice to see devotees over here do that. And each day when I read Srila Prabhupada's books, my appreciation for him just keeps on increasing. Recently I've been getting some quotes from my Guru Maharaj. This is a book called The Blazing Sadhus by His Grace Achyutanand Prabhu, and it's really some amazing quotes. I'm not sure if you Prabhus have read it. I have not read it completely, but I'll just quote, some of the quotes which I came across, and it just gives an insight into how empowered Srila Prabhupada was to, give spontaneous answers and responses to various challenging questions that he would be posed by reporters, just some casual visitors, and there's an ordinary person cannot do it. It's only one who is so close to Krishna, who understands what Krishna's plan is, his mission is, what mood is, can answer such questions. For instance, somebody challenged Prabhupada, if you're omniscient, then can you tell me how many windows are there in the Empire State Building? So Srila Prabhupada immediately retorted back, you tell me how many drops of water are there in a mirage. So just in, just few words, Srila Prabhupada just summarized the entire philosophy. And, not only, he summarized that, he just gave him a befitting answer. So, just when we hear senior disciples of Srila Prabhupada, telling about their remembrances of various pastimes and just reading books of reading through Srila Prabhupada's lectures or his morning walk conversations, we come across these quotes. And every time we read it, we're like, how is that possible? How can somebody answer that? And it's only Srila Prabhupada can do that. Another instance, this is a very common question that atheistic people, they ask to challenge the existence of God. The question goes something like, it's a logical fallacy, basically. The question goes like, can God create a stone which is so heavy that he himself cannot lift? So either way you answer this question, it's a logical fallacy. If you say that, yes, he can create a stone that he himself cannot lift, that means he is limited, he cannot fulfill that. And if he lifts it, that means he cannot create a stone which is so heavy that he cannot lift. So either way, it's a logical fallacy. So somebody asked Srila Prabhupada the same question. So, can Krishna create a stone that is so heavy that he himself cannot lift? And Srila Prabhupada, I don't remember the exact quotation, what Srila Prabhupada said, but the summary of that was that basically Krishna is not static. His energies are expanding at each moment. So he may create a stone which is maybe, I'm just giving out a random number, maybe 5 million pounds. And he may think, I cannot lift it. But the moment he creates it, his energies have expanded so much that now he can lift that. And it's like, oh, I lifted that. Maybe let me create something that's even more heavier. And he thinks I cannot lift it. And while he creates that, at the same time, his energies have expanded, then now he can lift that heavier stone. So Krishna is always expanding. And, this question's been around for such a long time. I've never seen anyone answering this question in such a fashion. Only someone who really understands Krishna can answer this in a spontaneous way. And there are innumerable quotes, we come across as on daily basis when we keep on listening to devotees, when they're remembering Srila Prabhupada's pastimes, or we are reading Srila Prabhupada's conversations. Actually, Srila Prabhupada's morning walk conversations, lectures, they are just an inexhaustible source of, all such anecdotes which in which Srila Prabhupada just summarizes the Krishna conscious philosophy, challenges, answers various challenges that are posed to him in a very nice and very simplistic fashion. So we are so blessed that, with, at least in my case, I can say with our dull brain, this Vedic philosophy, which is so difficult to understand otherwise, Srila Prabhupada has made it so simple that anyone can understand it. That's it. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you to Radhananda Prabhu and for visiting us here at ISV. Hare Krishna. Vrindavan, come on. Vrindavan, you're a champ. I've seen you do this 1,000,000 times. Vrindavan. Like this. You can do it with
I liked how Abhay worshipped his deities. I liked how Prabhupada was a pure devotee. I liked how Prabhupada dressed the deities. I liked how he chanted the holy names. I liked how he served others. I liked how Prabhupada prayed to Krishna. I liked how Prabhupada went back to Krishna. I liked how Abhay would do his own Ratha Yatra. I liked how Prabhupada preached. I liked how Prabhupada got saved in the Jaladuta.
Good job, Vrindavan. You did it. Very good. Trishab.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity to glorify Srila Prabhupada. I think that materially or spiritually a great person is someone who achieves his goal. Let's say materially a great person is someone who becomes very rich, famous, and has a lot of followers. Spiritually a rich person is someone who becomes very realized. He touches the spiritual energy and he understands God and develops love for Him. So this might be a definition of a great person. I think a greater person is one who actually reaches there and then makes other people great. So I think Srila Prabhupada was a greater person because he made so many other great people. Like all the people he touched, all the people who became his disciples, they became great people. And they became devotees of Krishna. Now that is what a really great person is. Someone who makes other people great. And Srila Prabhupada was able, in his lifetime and in his travels to America, he was able to make so many other people great. And that is what makes me appreciate Srila Prabhupada so much. So this material world in this Kali Yuga is this kind of jail in which there is no other door, no way out. All the windows have bars across them. Srila Prabhupada gave us this door through this material world in which we can actually escape this jail, and we can actually go out and through a very simple process of Krishna consciousness. So I am very grateful to Srila Prabhupada because of providing this wonderful process to us and providing us with a method to spiritually realize ourselves and to make this process so easy for all of us. Another thing I wanted to say is about how Srila Prabhupada's knowledge is so broad. Generally, typically, a sannyasi might just talk about Krishna and say that, everything is just worship Krishna and remember Krishna, never forget him. That is the ultimate gist of the philosophy. But Srila Prabhupada's message was not just limited to this core philosophy. It was like this ever-expanding circle around this center. And he was able to comment on all the new age modern philosophy topics like Big Bang Theory and where life comes from. So he was able to refute how the new scientific philosophies are actually demoniac in their origin, and how the theory of evolution is actually atheistic in its foundation. So this requires real knowledge to actually be able to distinguish, like a Paramhamsa, that what is milk and what is water. So I think I'm very grateful to Srila Prabhupada for giving this understanding to so many people, including me, that what many other scientists are proposing these days are actually not God-conscious philosophies. They actually have a unreal foundation. So, and that really takes real knowledge to be able to do that in a very modern 21st century context. So, thank you, Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for giving this knowledge. Thank you for your books and really knowledgeable texts and lectures. And thank you for making so many people great, who are now great and making other people great. And the disciplic succession is flourishing, and I'm pretty sure it will flourish more and more and more in the Kali Yuga for the next at least 10,000 years. That's what Srila Prabhupada predicted. So, thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Trisha Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Profound, very nice points. And now, with great pleasure, I call Ramananda Sakar Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
I offer my respectful obeisances to my Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, and all the Vaishnava devotees assembled here. I'm not prepared anything, and I don't want to prepare also. I want to speak whatever words come through my mouth of their own accord. I'll start with my own story. Since childhood, I was interested in knowing about God since my childhood. However, I had very less opportunities to know about Him because most of the time I'm just busy with school and homeworks, and that's it. And sometimes we go to the temples, but when we go to the temples, we just see the deity and come back. Not really had a chance to sit and listen to some exalted souls speaking. After I came to America, that's when I really started having some time. I started going to Chinmaya Mission, which they preach monism, but I was not I was not going there regularly. I used to go there maybe once in a month or something like that. It went on for some time, and after some time, when I was going to the SFO airport, this was many years ago, I got a Bhagavad Gita book. I still remember, someone else also commented the same thing. I still remember that the call was, "You pious Hindu." Someone called me like that. And he gave me a book, and that's Bhagavad Gita. And after I came here, I don't remember who that person is, but I came to know that there were only 2 devotees who were distributing books in SFO airport. One is my own Guru Maharaj. The second one is Bhanubhatta Prabhu. So I must have got that Bhagavad Gita book from one of them. After I got that book, I was reading on and off, but not regularly, and it went on for a couple of years, and I was still going to a Chinmaya Mission. And in the meanwhile, I was going after getting some more materials to read, and I'm also very much fond of watching DVDs and things like that. We used to get whatever I can get. Somehow I came across a Prabhupada's DVD set, and I ordered it, and I got the DVD set, and I started watching. And I watched it for some time, and that's when I really had a change of heart, if I just start reflecting it now. Because I saw that they are not just talking, but they are actually following the principles that they teach. Then I ordered Srila Prabhupada's MP3, all the audio sets, and I listened to all of them, all the audio. And then I wanted to go to during all this time, I also wanted to go to the temple nearby, but the nearest temple we have is in San Jose or Berkeley, and that is not so much nearby to where I stay. So I didn't really go to any temple, and it went on for several years. And once I was supposed to go on that day to Chinmaya Missions or to some program, because they have this program somewhat nearby to our area. But I missed that was in the afternoon, and I missed that time. I couldn't go in the afternoon, and the evening time has already come. But I still wanted to go somewhere. Then I thought, I will go to ISKCON this time, finally. So that day I came to the temple in San Jose, and there were only 2 people at that time. One is, you can guess, Ruby Mataji making garlands, and the second one was Sanjay Prabhu. And that was a Saturday evening. And they received me very well, and they asked me to come on Sunday evening for the Sunday feast. The next day I came, and I liked the program. And ever since, I almost never stopped coming. I started coming regularly from that very day onwards. So slowly it increased. Even before coming to the ISKCON temple also I was chanting. Not on the beats, but just like that, I was chanting. After I come there, then my faith increased in the association of the devotees. And I can see that it's all due to the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, because if he had not, without his mercy, there would have not been any devotees here, and without them following his principles in action, there is no way that I could actually go and practice it myself. I needed some living examples. So I got many living examples, and I'm today in the world. There are so many ISKCON devotees throughout the world. And once Prabhupada was asked, I remember, how many pure devotees are there in this world? And then he counted the number of devotees in ISKCON. He said that many number of pure devotees are there. And that's very true. It's difficult to find pure devotees anywhere outside, and we cannot put any trust in anyone outside. But where in ISKCON, we have a complete trust. They follow the principles, and they have a pure devotional service at the core of their heart. And that's all due to the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. There is no way I can pay enough gratitude to Prabhupada because of for bringing all this. It's just beyond all this. I simply can just offer obeisances and pray to him to be a servant of his servant for eternity, really, and then keep spreading his mission is to keep spreading the Krishna consciousness all over the world. And I hope he engages me in that service, and I also become part of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ramananda Sakar Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Radhanath Maharaj always talks about how you never notice the foundation of a building. So you can also not notice Ramananda Sakar Prabhu. But the other day I had a nightmare when I was thinking how things would go on without the foundation at ISV, who's Ramananda Sakar Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Nagnajitti Rani Devidasi, please come up. Hare Krishna. Visiting from Phoenix, is it? From where? Miami. Fantastic. Please come up.
Hare Krishna, Jai Srila Prabhupada, Jai Gurudev. Thank you very much, Vaisesika Prabhu, for giving us opportunity to speak about and glorify Srila Prabhupada. What he has done for us is, incredible, and just no words what he has done for us. And I would like to share that, it's such a mercy that I had a desire in Miami. The Janmashtami was done. Janmashtami festival was there on Wednesday, and on the next, I think it was a Friday where Srila Prabhupada, the Vyas Puja offering was being Thursday. So it was a working day, and I don't drive, and my Prabhu, he goes to work, and it's quite a long drive, 40-45 minutes towards the temple, and I had really intense desire that I wanted to attend and do some service for on that day. And every occasion, every festival, I always have this desire and the excitement, and going to temple, serving devotees and serving Krishna. And so I could see that I couldn't attend the Vyas Puja in Miami, but with the mercy we were visiting here, visiting our brother and friends. And it's so lucky and so blissful that, we had this opportunity there. The Srila Prabhupada Vyas Puja is going on, and I could see the tray, Aarti tray and the, Pushpanjali already, and I think that, I've not missed, offering those to Prabhupada. So it's a great mercy. Also is one thing I would like to share is, I saw the Bhakti Viksha program, Bhakti Viksha program, is going on, which is so nice because that's how I came in Krishna consciousness. And I'm so, so thankful to our Guru Maharaj, Jayapataka Maharaj, and to Srila Prabhupada, spreading, it is such a beautiful program, a devotee care. And a person who's really fresh, who knows little bit, because born in India, you have a little bit understanding of Krishna and, little culture and festivals, but there's nothing in depth, which I've got it in a very little span of time, from, Mangala Aarti to Sandhya Aarti to, chanting, the importance of chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And I feel right now, I feel so, so happy, so blissful that I have no words to, express myself. If I say that I'm not even that older. So before, when I was a little young or a little as a teenager, and at that time, we didn't have any much responsibilities. We were studying, and I got this Bhakti Viksha, this blessing and Krishna consciousness from London, where I went for studies. And that's when the devotees came across, and we had this opportunity to associate with them and get this, a Krishna consciousness, which is a very beautiful, to be a Krishna consciousness, and we should, very, very intensely, just like Srila Prabhupada and our senior Vaishnava devotees, spreading Krishna consciousness. And this is one of the Bhakti Viksha program is one of the part, book distribution, last year, this LA Rath Yatra we had seen, and Vaisesika Prabhu, he gave a bag full of books, it's a Rath Yatra, and ever since then we always carry, wherever we go Rath Yatra, carry little books. We feel that, it's going to be heavy, but still, we carry it. And the book distribution is so important as well, because we don't know there are people like us, like me, myself. I wanted this love of Krishna and the devotee love, this association. I was greedy, I was desperate to get this. I was looking for that, I was a devotee of Lord Shiva. He was a great Vaishnava of Lord Krishna. So, but I feel and I'm thankful that he has given me this part towards Krishna. He has showed me this part towards Krishna consciousness. So, and ever since I have come from, and I told my parents, my daddy started to, chant 16 rounds within no time, and even he reads Srila Prabhupada books and he feels it. Bhagavad Gita, he is almost about to read the complete book within a year. And, he reads Srila Prabhupada books, and he feels that, so much he has donated, he has contributed to everybody, every human life here. He has given the importance of having Krishna, So it's very beautiful. And I feel that I'm so blissful, and we all are so, we have a great mercy of, Krishna, that we can sing for Krishna, we can dress for Krishna, and we can serve him. And just by looking at him, the Janmashtami festival, I cannot forget, all of us, in fact, at the time of Janmashtami festival, we see it, Krishna, and for a second and for a fraction of time, we feel that, I wish I could be with you, Golak Vrindavan, forever, I don't want to be. It's such a blissful, that happiness is just incredible. So I feel that there are so many people, they want Krishna. It's just that they don't know. They're not aware. They're already devotee. Everybody is already a devotee. It's just that the awareness, they've forgotten. So, by grace, I don't know where I would have been, being a teenager. You could have been wherever. But because devotees saved us, in a right time. And I found such a beautiful, husband, Krishna conscious, Prabhu, who's helping me to serve. We have recently started with other Mataji associating, started Bhakti Viksha program. Since the time from London, it's just been a year and a half in Miami. And before 1 year, I was a little feeling that we don't have association. Temple is too far and I cannot go driving like that. And, now it is such a blessing and, Krishna showering mercy that there are so many devotees. We go Harinam, we go book distribution, there is Bhakti Viksha program happening. So there are devotees all around us and we feel that, it's so much blissful. And other who wants the association, some area, some part of even India, even America, even London, some part that are a little difficult to get association. They are so much isolated, but alone, single-handedly doing, you need like a Sangha Shakti, like everybody are there. You have that Shakti and power to chant more. Alone is still difficult. You have so many distractions. But then Krishna is like, and Krishna, I was reading, I think in verse where Krishna says that, once one person has got Krishna consciousness, they will not leave. That will be there with them for the lifetime and for ages. So that's not going to go. But still, we need to progress all the time. So it is very much. Thank you very much, and Jai Srila Prabhupada. And today, Ananda Ekadashi Mahamahotsav, and it's an auspicious day where we got this opportunity to have all darshan of all senior Vaishnavas and having blessing. Please bless, bless me and my Prabhu and our family, that we could, be a little small, we could do more for Srila Prabhupada and spread Krishna consciousness and be a little instrument for our Guru Maharaj, in this mission of Krishna consciousness, because it's so much needed. Everybody needs it. Everybody needs the love, of Krishna. That we are feeling it right now, the love and His blessings. He's always there, anything you ask. He takes time because He's testing us. He takes time. He thinks that how much patience does the person has? My devotee, he's testing all the time, but he gives it. I have experienced it several times. I say he's not giving now. He doesn't listen to me, Now he's very much, I think somehow I don't do my sadhana properly, or maybe I don't do services much. So then I look for services more, and then now he's listening. So it's not after the services, but after some period of time, he does fulfill. If you desire to serve Krishna, if you desire to have association, you will get it. So I'm so happy and so, thankful to all the devotees, all the Vaishnavas, and it's my sincere request, that if you have Krishna consciousness, please, take it to the level that we could go back to God. Golok Vrindavan. Jai Shri Ram.
Thank you, Nagnajiti Rani Devi Dasi. Haribo. Wonderful infusion of enthusiasm in our hearts. Thank you very much. Tika, would you come up? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. The very first time I came to know about ISKCON, I didn't even know it was ISKCON. It was from my brother about over 20 years ago. He said that in America they do Ratha Yatra, and at that time I was very excited because I'm from Orissa, so it was that was very close to us. But then I came to Madras for my undergraduate, and then
we didn't used to like the hostel food, so there was behind a temple, ISKCON devotees from ISKCON Chennai, they used to come and they give a lecture and then they distribute prasad. And at the time also I didn't know it was ISKCON, but we used to come there anyway for prasad. And slowly, Balkrishna Prabhu, he started teaching us from the Bhagavad Gita, and slowly we got attached to the philosophy also. But actually there are the few things that I wanted to share is the good part is from the beginning we are vegetarian, and that was a big concern for us everywhere we go, because earlier the vegetarian wasn't the norm and the eating meat was an exception. These days it is the other way. Everywhere you go there is meat, and finding if you can find something vegetarian, it is an exception outside. So there is one thing that Prabhupada gave us. Wherever we go, there is an ISKCON center. Here, from every town and village you go, there is somebody who knows about Krishna and ISKCON, and we are able to get that association. One example is when my parents visited US, they also didn't want to eat outside. We took them for a trip, and we made it a temple trip. So it lasted for 2 weeks, and we didn't know how we are going to survive without eating outside. But not even a single time we had to buy even some snacks from outside. All the time, every temple we go, they packed us enough prasad that it was more than enough for the entire trip. So every town and village that we go, I'm very fortunate to say that there is always a we never have to go back to the buying food from outside. We can always survive on prasad. And the little bit sad part is still I don't. There are times there are many ups and downs in life, and the steadiness is not there. But the hope is with blessings from all the Vaishnavas, someday we will be there, very steady and progressing towards fulfilling Prabhupada's mission. Thank you, Haribol.
Thank you, Tika, and Jai Jagannath. I'd like to call Sri Govinda Datto, Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Maharaj. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namne Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharne Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshadarni Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Please my humble senses. Actually, I also, same like Ramanand Sakha, didn't prepare, but just sitting here, I'll try to say some words about appreciating His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Like we sing the prayer of Sansara Dava Mangal Aarti in the morning, that Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu, that our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, and he is ocean of many divine qualities. So I see Prabhupada has so many qualities, the Kalyan Gunas that he has, and is unlimited. Specifically, I would like to emphasize on the two of the prominent qualities that I personally feel very inspired from Srila Prabhupada. One is his care for devotees, like how much he's always caring for everyone, and he is a perfect leader, and he is acting as an instrument of Krishna in this world. From the very beginning of his, we see like how he was born in a Vaishnava family. His father was a very great Vaishnava, and he used to ask those devotees who used to come to his house, he used to ask them to bless Prabhupada so that he become very dedicated devotee of Radharani, and he used to teach him mridangas. And how he was brought up is when he was waking up in the morning, he used to see like his father doing pujas and chanting holy names. So from his very birth, he was like, at least I see like from my birth, I was not in that fortunate. So we see from the very beginning, Prabhupada was a pure devotee. And when he was growing up, he used to organize these Rath Yatras, small carts. And he used to call people from, friends and everyone. So I see like Prabhupada continued the same pastime of giving prasadam, Rath Yatra, initially from his house, then going to Jagannath Puri. When he was in college, he used to see what are the timing of the trains that is going to Jagannath Puri. And as soon as he finished his college studies, he actually spent quality time going to Jagannath Puri. And he came to America, or like in America, like he started Rath Yatras in San Francisco and London and so many places. So same pastime is continuing from a very small birth and continuing as a service to his spiritual master. So initially when I came in Krishna consciousness in India, when I was studying, I could see like Prabhupada, how dedicated from his voice and how much devotion he had. Especially, but when I came to America, my appreciation actually increased much, much more. I could see, I was in Pittsburgh, in Carnegie Mellon, and I used to go to New Vrindavan. I used to see the palace of gold, which the disciples of Prabhupada has made for him to stay there. And just seeing the love and devotion of the Prabhupada disciples, we can see what great personality could have inspired such a purity and dedication in so many of the people. We can see Prabhupada from his disciples actually. That is how personally I am able to see Prabhupada. I see dedication of His Grace Vaisesika Prabhu, how much purity, dedication he has. And we can see the qualities coming from Prabhupada, like through Prabhupada books and inspired here. We see Indradumna Maharaj, Bhakti Tirth Maharaj, as well as Radhanath Maharaj, Giriraja Maharaj. So many Prabhupada disciples who are actually leading this movement and setting a very pure example, and very dedicated, fully dedicated. So that is the gift for Prabhupada, for all of us, is that we have these examples. So in caring, like, I would like to read some of the section, if I have permission. I would like to read the poem of Prabhupada. Markine Dharma, is it? $31. So these are the prayer where Prabhupada wrote in Jalduta when Prabhupada was coming, carrying the order of spiritual master in his heart. And Prabhupada didn't know that it will be publicized and everything, or like. So we can see what Prabhupada is feeling when he's coming on Jalduta. And he's praying to Krishna that to give him the words which will touch the heart of the people here in America, so that he can actually give Krishna to others. So I'll just read the translation first. My dear Lord Krishna, you are so kind upon this useless soul, but I do not know why you have brought me here, nor you can do whatever you like with me. But I guess you have some business here. Otherwise, why would you bring me on this terrible place? Most of the people here are covered by the material modes of ignorance, passion, absorbed in material life. They think themselves very happy and satisfied, and therefore they have no taste for the transcendental message of Vasudeva. I do not know how they will be able to understand it, but I know that your causeless mercy can make everything possible, because you are the most expert mystic. How will they understand the mellows of devotional service? Oh Lord, I am simply praying for your mercy so that I'll be able to convince them with your message. All living entities have become under the control of the illusory energy by your will, and therefore, if you like, by your will, they will also be released from the clutches of illusion. I wish that you may deliver them. Therefore, if you so desire their deliverance, then only will they be able to understand your message. I'll skip some of them. Somehow or other, O Lord, you have brought me here to speak about you. Now, my Lord, it is up to you to make me success or failure as you like. How will I make them understand this message of Krishna consciousness? I am very unfortunate, unqualified, and most fallen. Therefore, I am seeking a benediction so that I can convince them, for I am powerless to do so on my own. O spiritual master of all worlds, I can simply repeat your message. So if you like, you can make my power of speaking suitable for their understanding. So this is really inspiring to see how Prabhupada was taking full shelter of Lord Krishna, and his wealth is the faith he has in the holy names and the order of his spiritual master. And it's like Prabhupada's ascent was the Bengali ascent, and many of the people who came initially could not understand the ascent like fully, or they could not get the message fully. What is Mayavad, what is Krishna consciousness? But what inspired them was Prabhupada's faith and love for holy names, and how much he was respecting everyone and caring for everyone. Like what I heard is, like, initially when New York, when Prabhupada was just starting, these people who were coming initially were not they were drunk and doing all kind of sinful activities. They were not respected. They were not cared and everything. But they saw that Prabhupada was actually respecting them as part and parcel of Krishna, and was really caring for them. He was really a well-wisher. I can simply repeat your message if you like. You can make my power of speaking suitable for their understanding. तव कृपा होइबे मोरा कथा शुद्ध होए सुनिया साबारा सोका दुखा या गुचिबे. Only by your causeless mercy will my word become pure. I am sure that when this transcendental message penetrates their heart, they will certainly feel engladdened and thus become liberated from all unhappy condition of life. Oh Lord, I am just like a puppet in your hand. So if you have brought me here to dance, then make me dance. Oh Lord, make me dance as you like. So these prayers are actually very inspiring and sets the standard of any preacher or any leader. How when we serve Krishna, we should not depend on our strength. We should actually depend on Krishna. And we see that in perfectly example of Srila Prabhupada. When all the ISKCON movement was developed after initial struggle, and then Krishna reciprocated and the centers start coming all over the world, we see Prabhupada didn't stop. He was traveling all over the world. In the morning, he was meeting and giving lectures to so many people. In the night, he was speaking to people who didn't came. He was writing the books and everything for all of us. So how much Prabhupada used to go through different time zones. When we come from India, there is 1-2 days of jet lag period. But Prabhupada just changing his clocks and just continuing giving lectures and everything. So it was really on transcendental platform. And even after the whole movement was developed, in one of the Vyas Puja, I heard like Prabhupada was giving credit to all the devotees. It is because of, I forgot the names, actually Prabhupada was mentioning the specific names of devotees who have translated Chaitanya Charitamrita, wrote these books. Like this is because of these disciples, and I'm just an instrument. So Prabhupada was not taking any credit. And in one of the Vyas Puja, when devotees, everyone was glorifying Prabhupada, Prabhupada was looking for one devotee. He had some, I think some problem in the leg. There was some hurt that has happened in the leg. And when the devotee was coming and offering obeisances, the Prabhupada noticed it, And Prabhupada was just talking. Everyone was glorifying. Prabhupada was just focusing on one of his devotee and telling how have you got this heart, and he was giving some medicine, recipe of medicine, which because Prabhupada had a medical background, so what he can take to cure this. And I heard many reflections from many Vaishnavas, the disciple Srila Prabhupada, others, how Prabhupada, the interaction with Prabhupada, how Prabhupada really cared personally. Like there was one mother and she had a child, and one time Prabhupada was, like although so many people were there waiting, and Prabhupada was just asking, how is the child doing, how you're caring for him. So he was very personal. Although he was leading the movement of the whole world, he was very personal. So that is because of the humility of such a Vaishnava, that he can take care of personally. So that is one part. And also we see the dedication to his spiritual master. In the first meeting, Prabhupada, when he went to this in Calcutta, Ulta Danga Junction, So when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was giving lecture in the rooftop, in the first meeting, even before the Prabhupada finished offering obeisances, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur actually gave the direction or instruction to Prabhupada that you are a intelligent or you are educated young man, you should go to the West and spread Krishna consciousness in the English language. So Prabhupada used to give this, quote this pastime many times. And this instruction was actually repeated 3 times. One time when Prabhupada was, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was taking the yatra in Vrindavan, and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was near Radhakund. That time he was very personally sharing to Prabhupada that I wish I can take all these bricks and distribute books. And so if you ever get money, print books and distribute books. So that is a Prabhupada got, and spread this Krishna conscious message in the English language. So Prabhupada emphasized the preaching more than any other thing. Similarly, before Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur left this world, he wrote in the letter to Prabhupada that you should go and distribute. So this is the repeated, and Prabhupada took it with heart, and he was preparing for so many years in Vrindavan. And even before, when he was in professional life, he started this factory where he had this conception that he will develop the money and later on he will do. But somehow Krishna had different plan. Krishna actually had different plan. There was something happened in the fact that this business didn't work out very well. Because Krishna has planned for Prabhupada to come here and distribute all over the world. And Prabhupada started Jhansi program also, but that also, initially there was some success, but it didn't go very well. So all these things are actually preparing Prabhupada to come and in the West, and with all these experiences, he was finally brought the movement to all over the world. And in the second chapter, fourth chapter, where Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur tells about instruction of his spiritual master. Vaisesika buddhir ekehe kuru nandana bhav saka hanantasya buddhir avavasayana. So there Prabhupada relates about, like when he read this and read the commentary of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, that Vaisesika buddhi means like single-minded or one-pointed attention is to take the instruction of a spiritual master and make that as a life and soul of the disciple. So that also inspired Prabhupada, and Prabhupada used to share this among the Vaishnavas to his devotees. And he used to tell about Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and when devotees used to ask, how was Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada used to very fondly, what can I tell, he was a Vaikuntha man. So we see a very strong connection, and that is a connection in our all Gaudiya Vaishnavas line. We see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then 6 Goswamis, then Narottam Das Thakur, Shyamanand Pandit, and coming to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Baldev Vidyabhushan. So we are very fortunate, and personally I feel very fortunate to be connected to this movement of Lord Chaitanya, where everyone is actually descendant of the spiritual world. Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj and Bhakti Vinod Thakur. And even now we see the pure devotees moving around in the world and doing so much. And this is Prabhupada used to tell, like, I'm just one single Indian, I have done this. And all of you are Indians here, you should take up this movement and, do big. So I feel very fortunate to be here in ISV, ISKCON Silicon Valley, under the leadership of His Grace Vaisesika Prabhu. He's a perfect leader, and he knows, he's Acharya, not only just a leader, he's an Acharya. He knows how to do the maximum impact and give this Krishna consciousness in the large throughout the whole planet. So we see like this, so many innovations are being developed here in ISV, different innovation, how to distribute books, and these waves are spreading all over the world, not just here in Bay Area. And we have this opportunity to assist His Grace Vaisesika Prabhu, Srila Prabhupada, and all the acharyas to give Krishna consciousness to others. And I'm fortunate to be surrounded with so many nice devotees here, Govind Charan Prabhu, Sundaranand Prabhu, the book distribution leaders, and just serving with them is like, I see like Krishna is very merciful to me, is giving me a chance where we can do some service to Prabhupada. So I would like to just express my gratitude for all the devotees who have helped me to come to this movement and continue inspiring to keep that. And thank you very much. Please forgive my offenses if I don't.
Well done, Shri Govinda Dato Prabhu. Haribo. This is sort of like the Panihati festival. We started off with a few devotees, and we've been going for some time today, which is marked in my mind as this has already become an annual event. Isn't it feel like that to you? Even though it's the first time? Yeah. Definitely an annual event. We just have a couple devotees left. Krishna Chaitanya Nanda, Prabhu, please come up.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna devotees. So just now Vaisesika Prabhu came and asked me to write the name, and I was not going to know until now that I'm going to speak. So the glories of a pure devotee are unlimited, and what Srila Prabhupada has done is really something that never happened in the history of the universe. Traveling across the oceans, that is prohibited in Kali Yuga. But still, he took sannyas, traveled across the oceans, and he gave the message of the holy name. And he demonstrated by his own personal example how having faith in Krishna, everything is possible. In spite of having an age of 70 years. 70 years old means that the limbs are not working properly. There is not much strength left in the muscles. Though I don't have experience of it as of now, but still I have seen old people, and it's so difficult to even do their own living. And at such an age he left India, and everyone who knows something about the Vedas, they would want to go and settle in a holy place, and they would want to leave their bodies over there. But at the age of 70 he left Vrindavan, the place which everyone cherishes to be present in, and then he came to US, and he carried Krishna along with him. So and in spite of so many heart attacks in Jalduta, in spite of not getting a ticket, and so there is no necessity for an old man at the age of 70 years who has complete faith in Krishna to leave Vrindavan and go somewhere else. But just one word of his spiritual master, he took it as his life and soul, and he traveled across the ocean. In spite of suffering so many heart attacks, no one to receive him. He don't know whom he was going to meet in US. He didn't know where he was going to live. He didn't know whether to turn left or right. when he got down at the Boston Harbor. And so even though there were so hostile circumstances around, like the culture was entirely different. I mean, not many people were able to understand his accent. Not many people at that time knew about Radha and Krishna here in US. In spite of all these circumstances, he came here and he traveled around the world 12 times in a period of 11 years, establishing 108 temples, maintaining them single-handedly almost. And it is really a miracle. This is what is really miraculous. And like having, maintaining a community of so many devotees across the world, a single person at the age of 70 years, it is simply stunning, in my understanding. And and apart from this, like as Sri Govindat Prabhu was telling, like what kind of a person can have such followers who are ready to commit their life and soul to his instructions? There may be number of followers for many people, but there are only few people who can understand the mood and like mission of his spiritual master and serve them along with their life and soul to propagate the movement selflessly. So that I can see in many disciples of Srila Prabhupada, and it is really very inspiring from their lives to see what would have been the spiritual master of such exalted personalities be like. So even though I could not physically say Prabhupada in this life, but still I can see through the like devotees who have been in his association and who have been serving, and through them that purity of the mission is propagating to the future. And so such was his faith in Krishna that whichever is materially impossible, it was possible for Prabhupada because Krishna was with him. I just wanted to narrate one small story. So this was a mail that I got 2 years back. After Srila Prabhupada's disappearance, Patita Pavan Das asked if I would like to assist Leelamrita project by interviewing people in India who had known Srila Prabhupada. One of them was Acharya Prabhakar Mishra, Prabhupada's first disciple in India. Acharya Prabhakar Mishra was clean-cut, well-behaved and articulate. His demeanor impressed me. He had an MA and PhD and was a very cultured Sanskrit scholar and teacher. In Jhansi, Prabhupada had told Acharya Prabhakar, I met you because I saw you in a dream and I knew that I was supposed to come here. Prabhupada and he would do bhajan together. They would hold Rath Yatra festivals and they would have a program in villages in that area. Acharya Prabhakar said that on Sri Krishna Janmashtami in 1954, he had gone to Delhi. When he returned to Jhansi, he took a little rest, woke up at 1 a.m. and heard Srila Prabhupada ecstatically playing mridanga in the temple room. This is at 1 a.m. in the morning. Prabhupada was chanting in total bliss. Acharya Prabhakar Mishra went upstairs and saw Srila Prabhupada bouncing around the temple room performing kirtan. Prabhupada was wearing a kadamba flower garland that went all the way down to his feet. Kadamba flowers are very rare in Jhansi, and when they are available, they are usually the size of a golf ball. But the ones that Prabhupada was wearing were very big, the size of tennis balls. And he said that the atmosphere right down to the atoms in the room was not material, aprakrita. The place was surcharged with the fragrance of heavenly planets. Acharya Prabhakar wanted to ask Srila Prabhupada, where did this garland come from? It is not available from the market. But Srila Prabhupada would not answer. His divine grace just kept performing kirtan, bouncing round the room and chanting. The next morning, Acharya Prabhakar asked Srila Prabhupada, where did you get the garland? And why did it have such a rich fragrance? And why were you feeling so blissful? Srila Prabhupada told him, I was chanting to Krishna and feeling some love for him. And he appeared and gave me the garland. I went to touch his feet and he disappeared. Because of that, I was dancing around the temple room. Srila Prabhupada was crying. Acharya Prabhakar was very believable and I felt that what he told me was very valid. He also said that sometimes Srila Prabhupada's mood was to perform kirtan intensely. He would chant on and on and on for 3 days straight. We hear that sometimes he wouldn't eat for long periods, especially near the end of his manifest Leela. But remarkably in Jhansi, he was doing kirtan for a long period of time without eating or sleeping. And the result of his bhajans was that Krishna appeared. So I just wanted to share this one story. And thank you for allowing me in this temple, though I am not contributing much. And please forgive my offenses if I knowingly or unknowingly committed to anyone here. And please pray for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Krishna Chaitanyananda. Haribol. Kalyan?
Hare Krishna. Kanatimirandesha Gyananjana Shalagaya Chakshurmitam Jnanatasmai Sigo. Namang Vishnupadaya Krishna Peshtai Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurumani Pacharini Visheshunvadi Pashyata Deshutai. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Actually, I am not at all qualified to speak here, but I want to share my personal experiences. The one is like, from the very beginning of my life, fortunately, I am only exposed to the books written by Srila Prabhupada. I can remember like when I was 7 years old and I went to a religious festival with my father. There were some devotees who were distributing books in the fair. It was a kind of a fair, mela. So they gave me a book for free. Actually, it was a very small book. It was written. It was named as Bhagavad Darshan. Later on, I known that I came to know that there was a magazine they used to publish also named as Bhagavad Darshan. So in that book there was a picture of Krishna and Balaram, and there was some I think deer and some small cows there pictured, and it was very nice. Lord Balaram was white in color and Krishna was bluish. It was very nice. It was a very small book. I don't know like what was written in that book at this moment, but I know that that is the first book I read outside my religious study in school. And then my father, he bought Krishna book, and there were 3 parts of Krishna book, first, second and third. So I was really eagerly waiting for the second one to come when the first one arrived, because they were being actually translated to Bengali, and I am a Bengali, and so we were waiting for the second edition, second chapter to come, third chapter. So, and I used to like the stories of the Krishna where he is killing the demons. I liked it very much, like the rivalries he was showing, and I could imagine, I could connect myself to that position, like, yeah, what a blissful thing that is, like watching Krishna killing such a mammoth demon with that small size. It's really amazing to remember. But I used to also read Srimad Bhagavad Gita, but I can understand, like, I can remember, like, I couldn't understand, like, what was there written in purport. So I used to go to some of the religious programs there, and when the saints or the devotees, they used to explain, sometimes I felt like, yeah, I think I read it in the scripture, but I didn't understand at that time. But whenever I read Prabhupada's Srimad Bhagavad Gita, each time I find something very, very new. Like I did not think of it, or I did not connect to it before. Or when some senior devotee is giving class in the temple room, I can relate that thing. Like, yeah, that's very new thing. I have never heard of it or never thought of it before. So I can understand, like, if Prabhupada was not there, if he would not have given this knowledge to us, it would have been really tough, or actually impossible for us to understand this scriptural knowledge. It's like he has given us everything. We just have to like follow his instructions, and we just have to keep ourselves into that path which was shown by the acharyas. And he is actually really the general of this movement. As was spoken by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, like there will be a general who will spread the Krishna consciousness all over the world, and he is that general. And we can see like how Krishna consciousness is flourishing in everywhere, in town and village. I can remember in the pamphlet of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, there was a sentence written like, Prabhupada has built a house, mammoth house, where everyone can take shelter of. Someone named M.N. Basham has spoken something like that. I couldn't relate to that word. I would have imagined like what kind of house that would have been like, where every person of the world can take shelter of. Now I can see, I came from Bangladesh to study in US, and fortunately I landed on Florida, where there is a big group of devotees, and I cannot even imagine like such kind of devotees can exist outside India. So like they are ecstatic, they are distributing prasadam in the campus, they are doing all kind of activities, sankirtan, and they are very dynamic. I would have thought like how they can manage everything. They are also, some of them are studying, they had an ashram, they had a big temple, all kind of festivities are going on. And I thought like, yeah, it is far more what I can think in my little intelligence or little brain. So I'm really fortunate that I got the chance to stay in that ashram, and also I got into touch with some Prabhupada's disciple, because in our country, whenever a Maharaja, sannyasi or Prabhupada disciple would visit, that would have been a huge crowd and you will not get personal association. But here we are really fortunate, we can get association of the devotees who really saw Prabhupada personally and had chance to serve him and got instruction from him personally. And when I was moving to San Jose, and I told the senior devotees from Florida that I am going to this place, and they were saying, no, you will be protected there also, because Vaisesika Prabhu is there. You don't have to feel anything. You don't have to worry anything. So they used to ask like, how far the temple is from your home? So at that time the temple was in San Jose, Bascom Avenue. So I used to tell them it's only 3 miles away. I even can walk down there. So they used to tell me, okay, so visit temple regularly and don't forget to ask Vaisesika Prabhu to shower his blessings to us and visit our temple sometimes. So they also so I'm really fortunate that wherever I went in my life, and I'm protected by the devotees, and this is all by mercy of Srila Prabhupada. He established this movement in such a way that wherever you go, if you want to take shelter of the devotees, if you want to take shelter of the Radha Madan Mohan, you can find them. Just you have to have that urge in your heart. So I really pray to all the Vaishnavas here so that they can be merciful and I can serve my spiritual master and all the devotees and Vaisesika Prabhu and Srila Prabhupada for this movement. I just want to add one thing, like His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, he wrote a very nice poem based on the song written by Vasudev Datta. It's like the original song is like Jodi Gaurango na hoito tobe ki hoito e jibon shunno hoito. So he followed like that. Jodi Prabhupada na hoito tobe ki hoito e jibon shunno hoito. If there is no Prabhupada, this life would have been totally void. This life would have been totally fruitless. Thank you. All there was.
Thank you, Kalyan. That was a wonderful finale to our yajna today. And Maharaj is going to make a few closing remarks to edify us and close the yajna.
Hare Krishna. When we began, there were a certain number of devotees, and it appeared that it would take a certain amount of time for each of them to speak, and then the glorification would be over. But as time went on, more and more devotees kept coming in, and we wanted to hear them speak as well. And it seemed that there would be no end to the glorification of Srila Prabhupada. And I thought, this is wonderful. This is an indication of the future, that as time passes, more and more devotees will be coming, and they'll be glorifying Srila Prabhupada, and the glorification of Srila Prabhupada will continue forever. And hearing Ramananda Saka Prabhu speak, I thought of one incident related to one devotee in Mumbai named Srinathji Das. Srinathji Das was attached to Swami Chinmayananda. And when I first met Srinathji Das in his office and then eventually brought him to meet Srila Prabhupada, he was filled with impersonal ideas. And so he would discuss with Srila Prabhupada, or you could say he would argue with Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada would defeat him. So then he would go back to Swami Chinmayananda and say, I said this and Bhaktivedanta Swami said that, and I don't know what to say. And then Swami Chinmayananda would give him some other argument and he'd come back. And again Srila Prabhupada would defeat him. And he kept defeating him to the point that I think he stopped going back to Swami Chinmayananda. But he still had doubts. I mean, we all have doubts, and those doubts take time to clear, and sometimes even new doubts come. So Srinathji Das came from a very pious family, Pushti Margi, Gujarati family. And as a tradition, he would have quite a pious Shastriji come to his place and read Srimad Bhagavatam for 7 days in Gujarati. And I was meeting Srinathji Das from time to time, and he told me about the recitation in his home. And I said, how much can you really understand just from hearing the recitation of the verses? You really need to know the purport of the verses. So I suggest that you should get a complete set of Srimad Bhagavatam, and then as the Shastriji is reading the Gujarati, you can follow along with the English and really understand the purport. And Srinathji Das agreed. He purchased the complete set. And by the end of the Srimad Bhagavatam, he was completely convinced. All his doubts were gone. And then he decided to surrender fully to Srila Prabhupada and the process of Bhakti Yoga. So, I, like others here, I've been very inspired by hearing the talks of the devotees. I feel like redoubling my own efforts in so many ways. So many devotees have been touched in so many ways. And it makes me realize how important any effort we make to present Krishna to others. Of course, the books, first and foremost, Harinam Sankirtan, prasad distribution, just being good examples of loving and caring people. All of these are things that have touched devotees in this room and can touch more and more devotees, more and more people, and help them become devotees. So I also feel very grateful to Vaisesika Prabhu. He is exemplary in every respect. Just his presence alone elevates the consciousness. His speaking, his leading of kirtan, his organizing, his engaging of devotees, it all helps. But today I just realized that just his presence elevates everyone's consciousness, and therefore this room is filled with pure devotees who are able to speak such eloquent words in glorification of Srila Prabhupada and Krishna. And I guess I'll conclude with one small anecdote from when we were with Srila Prabhupada in Gorakhpur, which is the home of the Gita Press. And we were actually the guests of Sri Hanuman Prasad Podar. And we were actually staying in a more than a mansion, I guess a mansion, but an estate that used to be occupied by Hanuman Prasad Podar. And it was his Guru Maharaj's appearance day, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And he said that, we'll observe it for our devotees at noon and break the fast at noon. But we'll have a big program in the evening because we want to invite all the people from the Gita Press. So we did that, and after the program, there was a feast. And we were all, it's just, the culture is so nice, we're all just sitting in rows, sort of in the rear of the building, and, serving the prasad. And then, towards the end of the meal, Srila Prabhupada's servant, Nanda Kumar Prabhu, came down with some of Srila Prabhupada's remnants. And he said that Srila Prabhupada had said two things. One, that my Guru Maharaj is very pleased with all of you. And I think of that here. I think that Srila Prabhupada is very pleased with all of you, and especially Vaisesika Prabhu. And Keshava Bharati Maharaj, who's a very dear friend of Vaisesika Prabhu and a well-wisher of the devotees here. And the other thing was that Srila Prabhupada said the prasad was so good that he couldn't control his senses and he ate too much. So I take this as Srila Prabhupada's mercy and encouragement. I mean, the feast on his Vyas Puja was amazing. And I don't know, today it's Ekadasi, but if you overate on his Vyas Puja, don't worry. You are in good company. And if you didn't overeat on Vyas Puja, you have another chance today. So I'm really very, very grateful to all of you for sharing such deep and beautiful realizations, and I do feel inspired to redouble my own efforts and to come back again. Hare Krishna.
been a wonderful few days, maybe more like a week, getting ready for Janmashtami and Vyasa Puja. One of the most relishable aspects is to be together for such a long period of time. I especially enjoyed being able to sit together for the kirtan during the Janmashtami ceremony. Someone sent a picture with the godbrothers sitting together. Giriraja Maharaj had emphasized in his Vyasa Puja offering to Prabhupada the importance of association with peers and Guyamakyati Prachiti, and he goes out of his way for that. I know whenever you come here, I notice that you'll spend hours with any one person who will come to you. While I was in the back listening, Keshav Bharti Maharaj came up to me and he just whispered in my ear. He was looking at Giriraja Maharaj and he said, he's truly a saintly person. The way he sat and just completely absorbed, listening to every single offering with complete satisfaction. So, without moving. And so, our great gratitude to you, Maharaj. We relish the fact that you've adopted us. That's our hope and great boon. Looks like Keshav Bharti Maharaj is going to say something too. Yeah, you say, and then I just have some practical housekeeping things to say. And echoing what Maharaj was saying, it was an astounding day. A reminder of how there was a common thread today, obviously, about how we're seeing Prabhupada's potencies everywhere and carrying on, and that came out loud and clear today, and it just reminded me how important it is to hear from everybody, because we don't know who everyone is until they actually speak, and then we go, oh, these are great souls sitting in here. I was struck one after another. What are they going to say? Who are they actually? Because we get a chance to speak to everybody, but not to hear back, and that was profound and really wonderful. We've come away enriched. Keshav Bharti Maharaj.
From a mosquito buzzing around the elephantine devotees, I would like to make one final point about the glories of Srila Prabhupada reflected in his most sincere followers. I believe that this is a fact, that there's no other Grihastha couple in the world whose house has become a place of pilgrimage for so many sannyasis. That is who is leading you. Vaisesika Prabhu and Nirakula Dasi, his better half, are not ordinary people. They're not ordinary devotees. They're not ordinary grihastas. They are pure devotees of Srila Prabhupada, empowered in the most unique way. I believe they're unique. And if you want to, I may be wrong. I'm not perfect. I haven't been everywhere, but I've been a lot of places. And I believe that this is the truth. Hare Krishna. Shri Vaisesika Prabhu ki jai. Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Radha Madan Mohan ki jai. Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai. Shri Lakshmi Nrsimhadev ki jai. Gaur Premanand. Hare Krishna. I reserve the right to give a rebuttal, which I will. Which I will make at another time.
I'd like to ask, I was outside just doing some japa, and all of a sudden I heard this roar coming from the temple room. So I just am curious are you doing roar therapy here, or is this...
Well, one thing was, I was taking great inspiration watching you chant your lack of rounds out there, Maharaj. It actually added to the ambience to watch you coming back and forth, fully absorbed in chanting the holy name on this day. Thank you very much. Ritatvaj Swami has been here a couple of times now, and we're very, very grateful for your visit here, with your pure-hearted devotion that you bring everywhere you go. Hare Krishna. We're going to... Yes, please. Now we are going to have a little roar therapy. So we're going to have Guru Puja for Srila Prabhupada. We have the Artik paraphernalia set up and ready to go. Ramananda Sakaprabhu, are you going to perform the Artik? Okay. And so now, as efficiently and as quickly as possible, let's, with great respect, put away all the books, book stands, asans, within the next 2.5 minutes, and then we'll line up for the Guru Puja. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande Hari. Hari Hari. Namashreshtam manamapi shachiputramatra sarupam rupam tasya gajam aruparim maturim goshtavatim radha kundam girivaramoho radhika madhavasham prapto yasya pratirikripa shri gurum tom notosmi Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevalabha Kati Sadma Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevalabha Kati Sadma Bando Mui Savadana Mate Bando mue savadana mate. Jahara prash Shadibai Bhavato Riyaja Jahara prashare bhai bhavato riyaja Krishna prapti hoy ja hoy the Krishna prapti hoy ja hoy the Guru Mukha Padma Bhakya Shite Te Koriya Aikya Guru Mukha Padma Bhakya Shite te koriya aikya Anakori ho mane asha Anakori ho mane asha Shri Guru Charane Rati Esheyu Tamagati Shri Guru Charane Rati Esheyu Tamagati Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Asha Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Asha Chakudan dilo je janme janme Prabhu she Chakudan dilo je janme janme Prabhu she Divya gyan hre prokashito Divya Gyan Rere Pokashito Prema Bhakti Jaha Hoite Abhidya Vinasa Jate Prema Bhakti Ja Hoite Avidya Vinasa Jate Dirigai Jahara Charito Dirigai Jahara Charito Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu Lokana Loke Rajivana Lokana Lokera Jivana Ha ha Prabhu Kora Doya Deha More Padachaya Prabhu Kora Doya Deha More Padachaya Ubijash Kushik Bhuvana Ubijash Kushik Bhuvana Ha ha Prabhu Kora Doya Deha More Padachaya Ha Prabhu Kora Doya Deha More Padachaya Ha Prabhu Kora Doya Deha More Padachaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Rishatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Govinda Jai Jai, Gopala Jai Jai. Govinda Jai Jai, Gopala Jai Jai. Hey Radha Ramana Hare Govinda Jai Jaya. Radha Ramana Hare Govinda Jai Jaya. Govinda Jai Jai, Gopala Jai Jai. Govinda Jai Jai, Gopala Jai Jai. Hey Radha Ramana Hare Govinda Jai Jaya. Radha Ramana Hare Govinda Jai Jaya. Bajare, hey Baja Govinda Gopala Hare. Bajare, hey Baja Govinda Gopala Hare. Hey Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda, Radhe Gopala, Radhe Gopala. Bajare, hey Baja Govinda Gopala Hare. Radhe Govinda, Radhe Gopala, Radha Gopinatha, Radha Gopinatha, Radha Rasbihari, oh, Radha Rasbihari, Radha Shama Sundar, oh, Radha Shama Sundar, Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Radha Radhanath,
Radha Giridhari,
Radha Giridhari, Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan,
Radha Kanta,
Radha Kanta,
Radha Vrindavan Chandra,
Radha Vrindavan Chandra,
Radha Kunj Bihari,
oh Radha Kunj Bihari,
Radha Madan Mohan,
Radha Madan Mohan,
Radha Giridhari,
Radha Giridhari,
Radha Shri Bhagwan,
Madhava,
Radha Radha Kanta,
Vrindavan Chandra,
Radha Kala Chandri,
Radha Kala Chandri,
Radha Ramana,
oh Radha Ramana,
Nita Gaura Krishna, Raja Dwarakadisha, Radha Govinda Deva,
Radha Govinda Deva,
Radhe Krishna,
Krishna,
Radhe Ras Bihari,
Radha Ras Bihari,
Radha Vallabha,
Radha Madan Mohan,
Radha Madan Mohan, Kishore Kishore,
Kishore Kishore, Radha Govinda,
Radha Govinda,
Radha Shama Sundar,
Radha Shama Sundar,
Radha Govinda,
Radha Govinda,
Radha Landanishwara, Radha Banki Bihari,
Radha Banki Hari,
Radha Nilamada,
Radha Nilamada,
Radha Gopinatha,
Radha Gopinath,
Radha Krishna,
Bhajare, hey, Bhaja Govinda Gopala Hare, hey, Bhaja Govinda Gopala Hare. I say Shri Bhagavan ko mere parambara pranam hai. I say Shri Bhagavan ko mere parambara pranam hai. I say Shri Jnana Shyam ko mere parambara pranam hai. I say Shri Jnana Shyam ko mere parambara pranam hai. Go Premanande! Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol.
Chayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paribrajika Charja Ashutara Sata Sri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Samstapaka Charja BBT Samstapaka Charja His Ever-Loving Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Janitya Leela Pravishta Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Shri Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Ji Gopala Bhatta Das Raghunath Satkoshai Ki Preng Sagoho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopagopinath Shyam Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Shri Mayapur Navadvip Dham Ki Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Ganga Mai Jamuna Mai Ki Shrimati Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi Ki Go Premanandi Shri Harir Nam Sankirtan Ki Shri Brihat Mridanga Ki Srila Prabhupada's Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Transcendental Mahaprasad Distribution Ki Shri Shri Krishna Janmashtami Mahotsava Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Vyasa Puja Mahotsava Ki Jai Shri Shri Radhamaran Mohan Ki Jai Gauranga Mahaprabhu Ki Jai Shri Shri Lakshmi Nrsimhadev Ki Jai Go Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. Gaur Premanandi. Hari Hari Bol. I'd like to thank the cooks for today. Hansapriya and Hansapriya, who, by the way, was working 24 hours a day for at least a week, and then came in today even though she was under the weather, and I found her in there cooking tirelessly. She works here, so let's hear it for Hansapriya. Hare Krishna. Sharira Vijaja Jodendriya Tahika Jibe Pele Vishaya Shagare Karma Jedivayati Loba Muisudurmati
Take jeta katita samsare Krishna bodho doyamoy Gori bare jihvaja Swaprasad dilo bahai Shayanamrita pao Radha Krishna guna gao Remedako Shri Chaitanya Nita Paire Karina Shanti Pure Prabhu Advaitera Gare Dui Prabhu Bojani Boshilo Shakori Ashwadana Prabhu Bole Bhakta Gana Esha Krishna Ashwadhilo Heno Shakashvadane Krishna Prema Ishe Mane She Preme Koro Ashvadan Jada Buri Parihari Prasara Bhojana Kori Hari Hari Bolo Sarvaja Hari Hari Bolo Sarvaja Mahaprasade Govinde Nam Brahmari Vaishnave Sapa Punyavatam Rajan Vishwaso Navajayate Prasade Sarvadukanam Anirasyo Pajayate Prasanacha Saso Yasu Budipaya Vatishtate Bhagavat Shri Mahaprasad Ki Jai Shri Akadashi Vrat Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan Ji Ki Jai Go Premanande Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Please come take prasadam, Hari Bol. And we welcome and thank all the guests for coming here to ISV. Please come back, bring your friends. And we look forward to seeing you again next time, which will be tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Tomorrow, Keshava, His Holiness Keshavardi Maharaj will be giving a talk on how to live in a spiritual family. It's a great presentation. I think you'll love it. So we'll see you there. Hare Krishna.